Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, just because it's autumn and getting close to winter doesn't mean we haven't got nothing to do. I'm collecting a few leaves just so that I can add some to the temporary compost bins. Just a little bit, just to keep adding to the different layers. It won't be long before I need to put some more manure on there. Just keeps the worms happy, keep them busy, and we should have some nice material to spread out on here when we remove the cardboard in the spring. I normally open the beds up a couple of weeks before I start planting, just to let the soil breathe. I don't like covering anything in plastic. Cardboard, worms love it. The sheep's wool, I'm not too sure about that at the moment. That's more of an experiment. I had to pay for that, £20 for about 10 full sheep fleeces, and the green manure is doing really well. Noticed a few bare areas now, or just where it's dying off, but it has suppressed the weeds, so I'm happy with that. It won't be long before we're chopping and dropping that. And we use some 3-year-old wood chips to top the beds off, just to suppress the weeds. That hasn't really worked, so I'll probably use 3-year-old leaf mould, but I will top it off with some cardboard. I've actually topped that leaf mould one up. Looks tidy, we'll see. Trouble is, when we dig it out of the bay, it exposes the weed seeds and they start growing. Again, there's the green manure, and I'm going to do more green manure next year. And the combination of the green field beans, the winter tares and the white clover have exceeded my expectations to protect the beds over the winter from everything that gets thrown at them. So I do like to get my leaves first thing in the morning. People look at you a little bit strange, but anyway, no worse than normal. Now, these are my fruit bush cuttings, and some with roots. Lovely colours. We got these from my fruit cage. I actually built this, one of the first things I built on this allotment, way before I started YouTube, all those years ago, 2013 maybe. But if you want to watch my first video, I'll pop it on the end screen, and you can see what this allotment looked like before I did everything to it. But we took a few cuttings, especially the white currants. We enjoyed the white currants. The blueberries haven't done so well, so I will grow something that I like and I'll get plenty of. So hopefully the white currants that we took cuttings of have got some roots on. So these were taken between Christmas and New Year, 2023-24. So just at the start of 2024, I got myself completely confused before. But some of them look good. These are now 10 months old, so let's have a little look. So any good ones we will pot up. You see, we've got leaves dropping down everywhere. See there, lots of roots on the stems. Literally just took them from different lengths of cuttings, but looking at it, got some asparagus there. I think it's asparagus. maybe not. Could be. It's all over my allotments, but you can see there where we cut it off at the bottom, and it's rooted along the bottom half, probably below one of the buds. Bare root, as you know, and you could basically, if you've got some of these, you could just dig a trench and pop them in, just foot them in. But we've certainly got literally every one is actually produced, and we know they're going to be white currants because we've actually took them from the stems. So one of the containers, some of my compost that I've took out some of the bins. No harm in you reusing that, but I'll rest it. So I've got my hoof and horn. Which is this. And the bloodfish and bone. And we're just going to pop them back into there. Make sure we've got no air around those roots, and just top those back up. No need to take it up too high as long as those roots are covered. All I've got to do now is remember to label them up. I'm going to do it now, but now I'm pleased with those. Now that's 100% success rate. That's 7 pots of these. Now you might think, why do them all when I've had that success? But they've still got to overwinter. They might not like being disturbed. So I definitely want all 7, but if I'd only wanted 3, I'd still do all 7, because we never know. And there's always other people that would say, oh, I saw your video, Terry, can I have one of those bushes? Right, let's do something else. I'm going to do the summer raspberry. Now this summer raspberry, it'll fruit on, next year it'll fruit on this. And then when the new growth starts at the bottom, hopefully, when this is finished fruiting, we cut this off. Then that will get bigger and bigger. There's 2 in here. One's going to one of my subscribers and regular commenters, and I'm going to start a fresh one off for myself because it's absolutely prolific. It looks good, we just need to have a little look now. Let's see if they've rooted down successfully. And it's a good whole root ball there, lots and lots of fibrous roots, so I've just got to gently, he says, I'd say that is a pretty damn good success. I'm not going to do anything other than potting those bits straight into the pots. I'm not going to cut anything off those because that's where the fruit's going to come from in 2025. Silly me, can't send it potted through the post, can we? And as you can see there on the left is what I found before, so it must have seeded down. So there we go. I'll get that put into a plastic zippy bag, into a box, and I'll get that sent off as soon as possible. So these are the black currants. We'll have a look at those. Well, they were really well bunched together, so just like Christmas or a birthday party. Let's just oh, there's some good roots down there. Perhaps I shouldn't do that. there's one of the stems that I've nicely chopped through. I don't want many of these really, so we'll forget that one. But easier with a knife, perhaps put too many in. Didn't realise how good I was at taking stem cuttings. We're on to the red currants now. There's no label, but if you break a leaf off, crush it in your hands and it smells of nothing, then it's a red currant. If you do it on a black currant, it smells like a black currant. So I've just tried that and they're definitely red currants, and I'll show you in a bit why we need to ensure we've got some to plant, because they do get really big and bulky at the root, even if we do try and trim out all the old wood. Black currants and red currants, you take the 3rd year's growth out, the oldest. Some wonderful roots system on those. You're probably thinking, well, what's he washed them for? Well, this pot, I've found one of the grubs, the one that the vine weevil. You can always tell the vine weevil because of its orange head. So that soil now I shall be tipping out onto the paths, and my robin will hopefully find them all, or any other birds. But always beware, if you empty a pot, pots are always susceptible to a vine weevil, even if you do put gravel on the top. This one's a white currant and it already got roots on where the branch should lay itself down on the ground. I'm not going to touch it, but I will be diligent when I plant it and ensure there's no vine weevils attached to any of the root system. These are some of the gooseberries that I took with roots. I'm just going to leave those well alone. Just added a bit of bloodfish and bone and hoof and horn. I'll just top it up with some compost just to make it look pretty. These are some of the gooseberry cuttings, or they've got little bits of roots on. I haven't really put it on the label, but let's have a look at this one. This one is just one complete one. You can probably see the thickest branch there. That's probably the one that touched the ground and it started sprouting, and I've just took the whole lot out. This could probably come out. That's dead. So that's the old bit. I'm just going to repop that up. I've had a good look round. There's no vine weevil in this one. They'd probably favour the others. Not everybody likes gooseberries. So I found a nice safe place for those now, and then I can make my own decision later on between Christmas and New Year on what comes out and what stays in. But if you look down there, it does get quite overcrowded. Those are the black currants, and the red currants are the same. That's just one cutting and they get thicker and thicker, so you should take the 3-year-old wood out, or the old stuff, or what's in the way. And these blueberries have took an age to ripen and they don't taste as nice, so this space here will be 3 new white currant bushes. And if some of these here are too woody at the bottom, I've got 2 of everything, so take one out, put a new one in, let it get established. Once it's established, take another one out. But it's always best to take plenty of cuttings, they don't cost anything. Please leave me a comment on any subject you like, or anything about taking cuttings, etc., how you do it, what you do. I don't like buying anything, especially when you're gardening on a budget. Sometimes you have to. But I bought these bushes and really I haven't had much success with them over the last 10 years. Don't forget the thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction. YouTube loves the thumbs up or a thumbs down, and the comments. Give those comments a thumbs up. Join in with those comments, and why not consider subscribing. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time.